So last night, I stumbled upon an article published on PCGamer.com by Robin Valentine, and the title of this article is Steam Has Become Exhausting. Please, Valve, just let it be a shop. Yeah, definitely one of the worst takes I've seen. This guy's a professional PC gaming journalist that decided to write a 12-paragraph article about how Steam is too complicated to use. It's too confusing. A bad take like that, that's something you'd expect from a console fanboy on Twitter, not a publication like PC Gamer, which is literally focused on PC gaming. One of their writers thinks that Steam is too complicated. Steam is complicated. Now, you could argue that there are certain aspects about PC gaming that do seem a lot more complicated when you first get into it, like building a PC. If you have no experience with hardware, yeah, you gotta do a lot of research, you gotta understand what you're doing, and you really have to know what the hell's going on. At first, it could be really intimidating, but one thing about PC gaming that isn't complicated is Steam. It's a place where you can buy games, chat with your friends. It's pretty much like Xbox Live and PlayStation Network without having to pay $60 a year to play your games online. There's literally nothing more complicated about Steam than any other storefront where you buy games. If there's a game specifically you want, you just type it in the search box, click Add to Cart, choose whether or not you want to purchase it as a gift, or buy it for yourself, and then buy the game. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to it. It's a storefront where you can buy games, and you can also chat with your friends. You can even play local multiplayer games together online, which is just really cool. So Steam keeps adding all these new features, and there's a new feature they recently added called Steam Points, which is a reward system. And the way that works is that you're pretty much rewarded when you buy games, you buy DLC, you buy anything in the Steam store. You also get Steam points. I think it's $1 gives you 100 Steam points. And in exchange, you can redeem those points for animated avatars, profile backgrounds, and all the other stuff you can do to customize your Steam profile that you'd have to pay extra for on PlayStation and Xbox. Like on PlayStation, if you want those cool wallpapers, you actually gotta use real money to pay that. And I guess indirectly you are using real money on Steam to buy those wallpapers, but it's because you're buying games and you're also getting rewards points. If you want rewards on PlayStation, you gotta sign up for their credit card. So what Valve is doing with these Steam points, it benefits the consumer, and it actually keeps people invested in the Steam platform. So I don't see anything wrong with it, but apparently Robin Valentine of PC Gamer seems to disagree. Here's what I want Steam to be: a place where I can easily and conveniently find games I wish to buy them, and access them. I do not believe Valve and I's outlook on this aligns. It's become exhausting. Endless, needlessly confusing systems obscure the basic functions you actually come to Steam for, and the rewards for completing them are either complicated financial incentives to push you into spending more money than you otherwise would, or shiny baubles for those who apparently use Steam as a kind of social network for people who miss the days of MySpace pages. Do those people actually exist? They better. The entire platform is geared towards them at this point. Valve is dedicating their entire platform to emo kids because that's what MySpace was. And I don't think Steam is anything like MySpace. Until we reach the point where everyone's Steam profile is just blasting Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance, there really is not much of a comparison that you can make between Steam and MySpace. But here's what I understand. Why are you so obsessed over Steam points if you don't care? Because it's something that you can easily just ignore and forget about. Yeah, I remember during the summer sale they featured the Steam points pretty prominently, but it was really easy to ignore. You just click on the game you want and buy the game and just pretend that Steam points don't exist. If you don't want that bubbly wallpaper, then just ignore the Steam reward system entirely. And how's it force you to spend more money on games than you otherwise would? I mean, if you're the type of person that really cares about all that wallpaper and all the shit that they have in their rewards page, then okay, fine, I guess you're gonna spend more money. But how the hell does that affect your life? You say all you want to do is buy games, so just buy your games. They don't put you through an extra page, say, hey, you want to buy this game, but do you really, you want these Steam rewards, don't you? Like, it's still the same steps. It's the same 3 steps. Find the game, buy the game, download the game. That's it. But I shouldn't be confused when I'm trying to buy something. I shouldn't have to manage an inventory. I shouldn't have to hide that inventory to prevent weirdos messaging me about fake guns for a game I last played over a decade ago. I shouldn't have to figure out what to do with digital trading cards, sell them for 1 penny each, or let them clog up your page forever like video game limescale. The choice is yours. And you had the choice between writing this shitty article and being an actual journalist. Because what reputable journalist writes a long-ass article bitching and moaning about something that doesn't even fucking matter because it doesn't have an effect on anybody? If you care about trading cards and all that shit, then great. use that to your advantage. I personally don't give a shit about trading cards, and I've made a good amount of money just selling these useless cards because, yeah, I don't give a fuck about them. But if you're even gonna give me 10 cents, 15 cents on these shitty cards, I'm not gonna complain. Like, I had 5 years of cards just sitting there in my catalog. I didn't even know about them until recently. Like, I didn't even know I had all these cards that I can actually sell for real money. So I just got rid of all of them, and I made a pretty decent amount of money, at least some extra money I could use to buy games. How is that so bad? And how does that make Steam more complicated? Because like I said, I didn't even know about this until a few months ago. It's been sitting in my inventory. My inventory's been sitting there for at least 5, 6, 7 years. And I only discovered it a few months ago. So then it really can't be that distracting and confusing, because I can guarantee you most Steam users don't even know about their inventory. And don't even care. Because it doesn't affect them. And that's the same with the Steam points and everything else that they've introduced over the years. It doesn't change or affect anything. You can still buy games the same way you bought them 5 years ago. What the fuck happened to PCGamer.com? Can someone tell me? Like, I know times are tough during COVID and everything, but that was just pathetic. What a pathetic way to get people to care about your website. Are you guys that desperate for ad revenue? Are times that tough that you'd stoop so low? Because that didn't feel like I was reading an article from the world's largest PC gaming publication. It felt more like I'm reading JTech TV's tweets. Well, someone tell me what the hell happened to PCGamer.com. Because that whole position that Steam is too complicated and confusing, that's the take of a 12-year-old console fanboy, not a PC gaming journalist that makes 6 figures a year.